Green flag back in the air. Brendan Maddox, Adam Buzzio, the whole field chomping at the bit. Green flag back in the air at Talladega. The Lucky Performance Overtime rules reminding you that if we get back around to the white flag, this race is official. Buzzio with a push from Dyer. Maddox with a push from Hughes. Zach, I think we're going to get there.
I think we will. Coming back around, Buzzio leads the group. Through the tri-oval we go. No caution. Sam Dyer looks to the outside. Through wide for the race lead. White flag is in the air, presented by Whiplash Simcams. Sam Dyer is all by himself on the top line, Andrew. There is nothing that he can do. He's going to start dropping back, and Brendan Maddox is out in front by himself. I do not want to have a gap that big.
We'll see how this one works out. Maddox moves up, now moves down. That checks up the bottom side. Here comes Buzzio. Here comes Camper. Here comes Plord, all on the top side of the racetrack. Maddox now going to try and fight back on the bottom with a push from Buzzio's teammate. That's Hughes down low, and Hughes isn't pushing the lead. Now he gets there from a push from Mason Houseman to the stripe. It's going to be a drag race. Adam Buzzio, Dakota Camper. He's going to look down to the inside, and Camper is going to shove alongside of the 5. Dakota Camper, maybe, no, Buzzio's got to win this season.
Oh my goodness, what a finish.
Kicking off the calendar year with perhaps their biggest sim race yet, the Sim Midget Racing Association is geared up and ready to go for their own version of the famous Chili Bowl Nationals. Over 35 drivers have a chance to be one of the 20 to race with the virtual Golden Driller tonight, and they'll have to endure 55 laps at the Tulsa Expo Center to do it. Welcome to Pit Stop TV and to the virtual Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm Andrew Cardinale IV, and it's a pleasure to join you for coverage of the Sim Midget Racing Association Chili Bowl Nationals presented by Assassin Designs. Tonight's coverage is brought to you by Assassin Designs, by the SMRA, and by Whiplash Simcams. I'm excited to be here tonight. This is a broadcast combination that we don't typically have. While we do occasionally have some dirt racing, it's very rare that we could do it at the Chili Bowl, at the Tulsa Expo Center, whatever you want to call it. This 5th mile little clay track is just so dang cool, right? I mean, it is the epitome of racers are going to find a way to race year round. It's frozen, tundra-like conditions usually in January in Oklahoma. And when you can't race outside, take the dirt inside and have a race anyway. I mean, this is just such a cool thing that happens every year. It's been happening since the late 80s. And here we are in 2026 now with another edition of the Chili Bowl Nationals about to kick off, I think, this week. I know the Tulsa Shootout has been going on. And, I mean, it's so cool. The Chili Bowl is, even for me, a NASCAR normie, if you will, with a little bit of road racing here and there. Even for me, it is an event I very highly respect and have come to love and pay attention to as time has gone on. I'm glad we have the ability to emulate that magic here on the iRacing.com sim tonight. Without further ado, let's kind of set the stage. This is, of course, kind of a one-off event for the Sim Midget Racing Association, and we can go ahead and get the B-roll down and get right into the iRacing.com session. These guys are ready to go. I mean, 55 laps for the feature race tonight, but let's go through the Whiplash Simcams race details to get us there. We do, of course, have heat races. Some alphabet soup light, if you will. I mean, it's like if you took just the A's, B's, and maybe some C's from the alphabet soup and threw them into this, because we're not going through, P, Q, R, S. We're really just starting at C, maybe even B with the amount of drivers we have. I said over 35 drivers, 37 are entered. We'll see who all is able to show up tonight. We're at 25 in the session currently. 20 can race. So we might not even have a consolation if we don't get more than we have now. We're on the edge. We're on that edge. We may just run heat races. I will do my best to keep you abreast of the situation as far as what I can tell, and that's why we wanted to get broadcasting, here during practice and have a chance to see these drivers and have a chance to kind of see what's going on and not rush the process at all, because this is a very finicky kind of format, right? It happens really quick. You've got to be on your toes paying attention. So I'll do my best there. We do have a few minutes left of practice, but these are the race details. You see, up to 12 will transfer from the heats, 8 from the concedes. So 12 drivers will transfer in through these heat races, 8 from consolations. Sometimes, when there's a shortage of drivers and we don't have enough to necessarily warrant a consolation, iRacing skips the concedes and just pulls from the heats. It depends on the amount of drivers that can be put into the heat race in the heat format. So, again, we'll do our best to stay, head on a swivel about this and be ready for whatever comes our way. I would expect, though, at the moment, just heat races, which would still transfer 20 in, and we'll find out exactly how many when we get to that point after qualifying. Once we get through the concedes, if we have them, you see 8-lap heat races, 10-lap concedes, then it's a 55-lap open set feature tonight. 2 fast fixes available under cautions. Yellows will not count, and we'll have 2 green-white checkers at the ready if we need them. We'll talk more about that if the situation requires it. We have a couple of things we do here at Pit Stop TV. I know we have a lot of brand new viewers here this evening across all the different platforms, even including Instagram that we're broadcasting to tonight. Hello, Instagram. But for those of you that are new to Pit Stop TV, we do have a few things we do, those being the North American Racing League Driver of the Day vote, as well as the brand new for 2026 Murtis Esports Mega Miss. So if there's a near miss, a somebody nearly got in a crash but was able to keep on going. We have our eyes out for the Murtis Esports Mega Miss all night here tonight. And if you have a suggestion, by all means, drop it in the comments live. We'll pay attention, at least on YouTube, and we'll try to on Instagram as well, and take your considerations into account for that Driver of the Day vote, and as well for the MX Raps Best in Show vote. We will be looking at just YouTube. We can do a poll on YouTube. We can nominate 4 cars, both for the Best in Show vote, and 4 drivers for the Driver of the Day, and we'll have a vote on YouTube. So, without further ado, let me bring that graphic back up. Actually, the Best in Show vote. Let's just look at some race cars on the racetrack. We're not going to nominate them just yet, but as practice comes to a close in the next 2 minutes or so, we can take a look around the field. And this is going to be Chase Hodge, car number 7. He's in the pit lane currently. How about Chase Conrad, though? A couple of chases at the front of the field. Now, Trading Paints is having some trouble, so we might be limited in what we can do tonight. So I see already a question about voting. It will be a YouTube poll that goes up for each contest. And I think it's fair to say Assassin Designs is a sponsor of tonight's event. This can be the MX Raps and Assassin's Designs Best in Show vote. Regardless, it's just something we do on Pitstop TV. We want to keep it going here with this broadcast tonight. Jackson Sutton has got a good looking number 23 out there. Caleb Nicky also in the number 23. That's a good looking race car. Let's see, do some drone magic here with that 23 car. James Gray in the 76 is in pit lane. I like the colors, hard to miss it. Lane Phillips out there in car number 87, as is on the car number 2 on scoring, or 67 on car rather. Number 2 on scoring. Ethan Ennis. That's definitely a kind of Christopher Bell pristine auction lookalike there. Also got Braden Blair out there. Car number 22. If you know me, you know 22 is an important number to me. And there's the 14 of Darian Griffin. On down to the next heat group. How about Nick Larry? Actually, Byron Russell here. Car 127 as paint schemes load. Carter Forkenbrock. There we go. Paint schemes are loading in. Keegan Birch in the number 19. I do like that all-white look. It's going to get rather dirty, though, over the course of the night. There is Dusty Weigert. Flow Racing colors. Blake Burgess in the pit lane. Dylan Mays. Braxton McCullough. Boy, that's going to be a hard car to miss. Bright red with purple on the side. I like it. Zachary Spruill in the number 32. Pretty plain Jane. That's okay. And Corey Sandlin is out there trying to turn some laps, maybe, before the end of practice. No, he won't. Practice is going to end with Chase Hodge on top at an 11.229. So we will keep an eye out through qualifying and through the heats at what paint schemes we like, we don't like, and put a vote up here shortly. So just keep your head on a swivel. It's going to happen very quick. Very, very quick for everything here tonight. But actually, that was, I guess we're not qualifying. Okay. It's right into a heat race. I thought we had some qualifying, but okay, that's been skipped. So it looks like it's right into heat number 1. Out of 26 cars, we are taking 9. So that tells me we're going to have 3 heats, which means the transfer is going to be 4 if there's constellations. Otherwise, to make 20, oh man, the transfer is going to be 7. 7 and 6. So let's keep those numbers in mind. Let's take a look at the starting grid here for heat number 1. The ATVO starting grid, led by Austin Motley, Keegan Birch on the outside of row number 1, Braxton McCullough, Jackson Sutton there, row number 2. How about back to row number 3, Braden Blair, Blake Burgess, then Lane Phillips, Crew Jones, and Mason Hain. So again, watching for some paint schemes. I'll absolutely take some suggestions if you've got them. I do like the gold numbers here on this number 37. That's going to lead us to the green flag. But here we go. First green flag of the SMRA Assassin Designs Chili Bowl Nationals. Here we go. Green flag at the Tulsa Expo Center. Heat number 1 underway. Already down to the berm was the number 37. Lead change, car 19 to the point. And that's going to be Keegan Birch with the race lead down into turn number 3. One on the wall. He slows up. That was Crew Jones in the 24. Lap 2 complete of 8. The transfer, if this thing goes by original numbers, is going to be around 4th place. So Braden Blair would be in the 22 car. That's the white and black car with pink accents. He's now behind. There goes Austin Motley on by. One car checks up. Braxton McCullough to the bottom. Everything going crazy here in heat number 1. One on the wall. Are we going to add to the flip count? No, we keep racing. Look at that shot through turns 3 and 4. 3 laps to go. They're checking up. They're crashing maybe. Oh my goodness. What is going on here, ladies and gentlemen? Two laps to go. Heat number 1. I don't know what's going on, but McCullough is the final transfer at the moment. That's the number 11, the bright red and purple car. It might be 7 cars, though, that would be down through Burgess, as there goes the 11 around. White flag is out. Brought to you by Whiplash Sim Cams. The final transfer. Oh, but we're spinning in turn 1. I don't know what's going to happen, but here we go. For the checkered flag, it is going to be Keegan Birch to the checkers in heat number 1. It'll either be McCullough or Burgess, the final transfer. There they go, past the start-finish line. Everything quickly got out of control. Oh my goodness. We've got 2 more heats to go. Everybody catch your breath. Let's do it all over again. Heat number 2 coming up as the session kicks over into our second heat of the night. Here we go. On row number 1, it'll be Carter Forkenbrock on your ATVO starting grid. Chase Morales from position number 2. Zachary Spruill from position number 3. Darian Griffin, position number 4. Back in 5th, Ethan Ennis on the inside. Chase Conrad on the outside. James Gray in the 76. Dusty Weigert, or Weigert maybe, in the 8th position. So I'm taking a look around at some paint schemes. Chase Morales, I kind of like the ghost, kind of dark blue look. I can tell you, this heat is going to have a couple of cars that I'm going to go ahead and nominate, and it's definitely not that Flow Racing car. But it is going to be the one next to it. It is going to be that number 1. We'll get to it in a second. For now, here we go. Start coming up. Heat race number 2 about to get underway. Green flag, heat race number 2, and the chili bowl. And one is up and over. Add to the flip count, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. That was James Gray, I think. No, who was that? That was Darian Griffin, actually, up and on his lid. Lap 1 complete, we keep racing. So again, we're watching around the 4th position. James Gray would be the 4th car in line right now. That's that gray, blue, and yellow machine. He's battling currently with Ethan Ennis on the inside. This is for 3rd and 4th position. I don't have word yet from Austin, the league admin, if this is going to be a 4-car transfer or 7. But Gray gets away. Conrad to 4th. Ennis checks up to 5th. Zachary Spruill is in behind. Let's go on board with Spruill. This is one of our onboard cameras we do have tonight. We have a handful of them. And this is actually a decent view. I know a lot of broadcasters don't use onboards in dirt racing, but I love this shot. Looking right up ahead of the field as James Gray goes fastest. And problems there for Spruill. So up to the front of the field. Look at this. Battle for the race lead and the race win in heat race number 2. Great shot here from Chase Morales. He's going to send it down to the inside in turn number 3 on the berm. Can he get there for the win of heat number 2? Yes, I think he did. Morales going to win the heat race. Forkenbrock, Gray, and Conrad, your top 4. Ennis, Spruill, Weigert, and Griffin, the other 4. Oh my gosh, and that is how you get heat race number 2 done here at the Tulsa Expo Center. How about heat race number 3 then? Wow. Another crazy heat race. Let's get a third one in the books here. Position number 1, heat race number 3, Ben Jolly. Maybe Jolie, I'm not really sure actually. In car number 25, alongside Chase Hodge, will be Nick Larry and Caleb Nickel in row number 2. Row 3, Byron Russell and Dylan Mays. Finally, the back of the field, it'll be Cash Culp and Cody Sandlin. Let's look through some more of the field here, look for some other paint schemes we like. I think heat 1 and 2 might have brought most of the heat. We'll give it another opportunity here to see what's going on in heat number 3 as the field rolls off behind the iRacing.com safety truck. I'll tell you what, I've got two already in mind. I'm going to add one more, and I'm going to listen to you guys. So I'll let you guys nominate one. If you've got a fan favorite out there, a paint scheme you like, let us know. YouTube chat, get it going. And we'll let the chat nominate one for the Best in Show vote here tonight. Around to the start zone. Heat number 3 going to get underway. We are racing heat 3 at the Chili Bowl. Battle for the race lead. There you see the move to the inside from Chase Hodge to take over the race lead. Pulls a wheelie down through 3 and 4. He's got the Cookie Monster on that car, and he is leaving no crumbs behind as he pulls away from Ben Jolie and Caleb Nickel. Nickel trying to get that second spot rather, on board with him. Ben Jolie, fastest that lap around. You can see the track is worn out, but these guys are really doing their best to get down to the inside anyways. Up the racetrack goes Jolie. Nickel responds, tries to get a by, will not make it work. So the battle continues on for second. Again, it might be a 4-car transfer, but Nick Larry has just blinked out of the session maybe. Comes back, Byron Russell behind him. Got 1 car lap down, that's Cody Sandlin. He is struggling. If this is a 6-car transfer, Cash Culp will be the final car to move on in as he runs back here in the 6th position. But Chase Hodge leads us on to the final lap of heat race number 3. White flag is out once again, brought to you by Whiplash Sim Cams. And the final heat race of the night will wrap up with none other than Chase Hodge getting the win. And it'll be Ben Jolie, Caleb Nickel, Nick Leary, the top 4, then Byron Russell, Cash Culp, Cody Sandlin, and Dylan Mays, the remainder of the field in Heat 3. And it looks like it's going to send everybody from there. So no consolation, just right into the race session, no warm-up. There is a 3.5-minute grid time, it seems. All right, it looks like Forkenbrock is going to get the fan vote, and that's going to be the number 18. Okay with that. So the MX Raps Best in Show vote will go live. That is up now over on YouTube. Again, to participate in the Best in Show vote, you do need to be watching on YouTube and participate in the vote on YouTube. And this evening, that vote, not only brought to you by MX Raps, but also by Assassin Designs, presenting partner of tonight's SMRA Chili Bowl Nationals. Let's quickly bomb through this ATVO starting grid. How about row number 1, Keegan Birch will lead us to the green flag tonight at the Chili Bowl. Chase Morales from second. Chase Hodge and Austin Motley, row number 2, then Carter Forkenbrock and Ben Jolie. Back in row 4, Braden Blair and James Gray. Row 5, Caleb Nickel and Braxton McCullough. Outside the top 10, Ethan Ennis in car number 1, Nick Larry, car number 43. Row 7 gives us Crew Jones and Zachary Spruill. Row number 5 gives us Byron Russell and Lane Phillips. Then it's going to be Dusty Weigert and Cash Culp. And finally, Blake Burgess and Chase Conrad, your 20 contestants. The field rolls around. The iRacing.com safety car is going to come straight on in. No time for any funny business. Let's get to racing. The Sim Midget Racing Association Chili Bowl Nationals has been called off. We're not starting just yet. The pace truck is back on the racetrack for a moment, but back in now. Looks like we needed one extra lap to get set. Here we go. Front stretch. We are racing in Tulsa. Lap 1 complete. Hodge with the lead. There you see the entire field through 1 and 2. Everybody trying to find their way around this place. The bottom line is where everybody wants to go, but this racetrack is way worn out. Chase Hodge, Ben Jolie, the front of the field. Some incidents behind. Already a couple of cars a lap down. Austin Motley and Chase Morales. Contact back here. Byron Russell, Dusty Weigert having troubles, but at the front, it is Chase Hodge and Ben Jolie. This is open setups, and clearly that 7 has got the bottom lane figured out. Caution. Braxton McCullough, car number 11 around, and he is not alone. Oh my goodness, the 92. I think that was Dusty Weigert, maybe. It was. Now, caution laps will not count, so these laps will not click off. Let's get a replay. So Weigert is there on the outside lane. Oh, wow. The 11 of McCullough was already stopped. Go back a little bit further and see what happened to McCullough. He just got up. Oh, my gosh. That's going to be a fast fix for sure, and then Weigert just comes in. Wow, you know what? That might be a mega miss already for, what was that, Zachary Spruill, maybe? Or was that Austin Motley? It was Austin Motley. Possibly a Murtis mega miss already in our first caution of the night on lap number 5. Let's get back to live picture here under caution. And just like that, we are racing again. Green flag. Bottom lane dominant so far. Hodge and Jolie make it work down there. Birch and Nickel as well, but the battle is on further back. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Gaggle of race cars through turns 3 and 4. Work on the top side, work on the bottom side. And maybe a little bit in between as one is up on the berm. He falls back. I think that was Lane Phillips going backwards. On the outside here, Forkenbrock. He's trying to get going. Driver's side POV. Carter Forkenbrock. Watch along with driver number 18 as he goes to work here in the 7th position. Maybe 8th. Conrad on the inside. Oh, on the berm. I think that might have been Nick Larry in the 43. Now Forkenbrock goes down low. You see that 15 working through. That's Conrad. He just shoves Ethan Ennis out of the way. He is all over that berm. Here comes another on the inside. That is Culp on the inside of Forkenbrock. Cash Culp down there. So Forkenbrock headed the wrong direction currently as they stack up ahead of him in the wall. Chase Conrad. And I think that was Braden Blair with him. It was. No caution, there it is. And it was just getting hot and heavy for the race lead just as that caution came out between Hodge and Jolie. Let's see what happened here. Oh my gosh. The 43 of Nick Larry got in really, really deep. I had to turn 3. Watch this. Just gets into the 22, sets the 22 spinning, and the 15 of Conrad comes in. They just both smash into the inside wall. We get one more look at this, and then come back to live picture. So back around to live picture, under caution, lap 13 of 55. And we're going to quickly find out who is going to be the early dominator. I think it's definitely Hodge so far. Jolie, though, has looked good in that number 2 spot. iRacing.com safety truck pulls in. Here we go. From the drone. Restart number 2 on the way. Hodge stays high. Jolie went low. Green flag. That was a good look above the field. Caution is out, though. And this might be including Braxton McCullough in that red and purple number 11. He's still in reverse. Hold on, son. Get a gear and go. And he will. And the number 11 will continue on his way. Let's go back and see what happened. Perhaps to the number 11 car. Here it is. Not a great restart. Got crossed up into 3 and 4. And then there was already some cars stopped ahead. So let's see kind of what he saw here. Driver's eye POV into the corner. Car is already crashing ahead. Watch this. You see the action ahead, and he just kind of has to lock it down all of a sudden when that 67 comes to a stop. That's what it's like to be in one of these cars. And then here's that perspective that everybody wants. Chase Hodge leading the race as he follows the iRacing.com safety truck around. Still a long ways to go. 40 laps once we go back green. I know last year the real race was shortened to 40 laps. Here we go. Green flag on the way. We are racing once again in virtual Tulsa. And caution is out just as quickly as the green came back out. Problems back here for Braden Blair once more in that 22 car. Racing with the 15 of Conrad. Got checked up there and then got back going, and they stopped up ahead, and Blair was stopped pretty quickly. Could have been a Murtis mega miss, but unfortunately ran back into the crash. I think that was Chase Morales in the number 26 that was around. He just got wiped out. Oh my gosh, they are throwing haymakers in the back of the field on these restarts. So we've got 5 votes so far, but I think we can do better than that, chat. I think we can do better. I think we can get more than 5 votes so far for the MX Raps Best in Show contest, currently led by that number 18 of Carter Forkenbrock. Let's see if we can get some more. Green flag back on the way here. We're racing once again at Tulsa. And just like that, caution is out. Dusty Weigert turned around. Actually, he gets back going pretty quickly. It looked like the number 11 of McCullough was around again, and he is. And driver, you need to get off the racetrack, buddy. Can't just leave the car on the track like that. Yeah, this is what not to do, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't matter what's going on. You do not want to leave your car on the racetrack like this. Just going to impede everybody else's day, but let's see what happened to him. Give him benefit of the doubt, at least to that point. See the stack up on the restart. Braden Blair on his inside just tagged him, and then it just got worse. And I'm not sure if he's trying to get the car restarted or what, but he has now taken the car off the racetrack, and we're about to go back green. Here we go. And they're stopping third. Had a big problem. They are slow and disjointed on the front stretch. We keep going. Green flag. Top two going to race it out. Hodge and Jolie. This is the look back from Hodge's perspective. Jolie is right there. But you can see the tread on the tires from here. Caution. Ah, hate that for those two. Not entirely sure where that one came out. But you know what? We have a camera for deducing exactly where it did. Check this out. We can watch here, and there you see one car around kind of in the midfield, and he just got kind of ran into, and then they got back going out of turn number 2. So let's watch this back one more time and see if we can figure out who that was. This is off the restart. Watch the back stretch. It's on the left. Front stretch on the right. Back stretch on the left, and you see that bit of action. Just kind of run into one another and get back going in a hurry. But we came prepared. We had a camera ready just in case that happened. And here we go. Restart on the way again. Jolie looking inside. Hodge up top. Green flag. Battle for the race lead. On your screen, Chase Hodge in the 7. Ben Jolie in that number 357. Scored as a 25. He's the white and green car. He's got to run on the outside. Oh, this is going to be fun between these two. I can already tell. Hodge holding it steady down low, modulating that throttle. But Jolie letting it hang up top, slides in, grabs the cushion and gets ripping. Caution. Oh, man. Big one in the back. Borkenbrock and others. Culp. Spruill. Oh. Oh, Jolie just hit him. Is Jolie's car okay? I think he will be, but that was a pretty large hit. So, oh man, add to the flip count. One was up and over. I think that might have been Cash Culp. Check it out here, turn 1. Up and over, went Cash Culp, and wow, that was a pretty big hit for those guys into turn 1. They got back going decently quick, but then here comes the 25 or 357, however you want to call it, of Jolie. And we'll get a look back from his perspective briefly. Check this out. Under caution, comes up and just runs smack into that car. Wow. We're about to go back green. And there's the restart. Green flag once again. Nearing 30 to go. There is clearly a class of the field here today. It's Hodge and Jolie. Side by side, in tandem around these corners. This is beautiful stuff so far between these two. Jolie has an edge, maybe. Hodge feeds him the right rear. Jolie's a lot quicker, but he just can't get by. Caution is out again. Who had the lead at the time of the yellow? I think it was Hodge. Did Jolie get him? No, Hodge got him. Hodge kept the lead by a hair. I didn't quite see who the caution was, so we will take a look here again from the top-down view. Looks like maybe one car in the back, possibly. No, that was maybe a 15 of Conrad, potentially. Let's see if we can get a better replay. Here's Chase Conrad. Just got into Ethan Ennis. And I'm actually confused as to why iRacing threw the caution for that. Well, Chase Hodge is going to lead us back to the green here in a moment. A little more time to make your votes for Best in Show. Green flag once again. We are racing at the Tulsa Expo Center. Can Jolie get the best of Hodge? Hodge washes up. Caution. This time it'll be Forkenbrock, I think. And yes, Forkenbrock is certainly involved, but this started with Ethan Ennis well up the road. And that's just the tail end of the incident. You see, they all kind of tangled together. So really, this boils down to the one car of Ethan Ennis. You see him battling there with a couple of cars. He gets fed the door, gets up on two wheels, and then gets hit. So it wasn't even Ethan's fault. Just a lot of really hard racing and not enough space to go around here at the Tulsa Expo Center. Alright guys, you've gotten until the completion of lap 35 for that Best in Show contest, because then we've got to get our Driver of the Day vote going. So you don't have much longer, about 7 green flag laps to get your vote in. Make sure to make that happen. Green flag on the way here. Jolie looking low. Hodge has the lead. Contact between the two to the green. Hodge goes up top. Is that the slide job move for Jolie? Maybe. Backstretch, turn 3. Hodge back up top. Jolie works the bottom. Jolie's got the lead at the line. It's not over. Slider there out of Jolie. Caution. Jolie got him. Jolie got him. Incredible. This battle's been going on for the better part of 30 laps, and it all came down to a caution right there, potentially. I'm not sure what happened behind. Here's the... Yeah, it was Weigert on the front straightaway, just getting turned around. One more look. That is a really big moment, though. The time of caution, giving the race lead to Jolie. That is big. I think he had the faster car, certainly on this worn-out racetrack. I think Hodge was really good on the bottom, really good at defending, but I think the better car has the lead right now as we get ready to go back racing. 5 more green flag laps for you to make your Best in Show vote. Green flag on the way. We are racing once again at the Chili Bowl. Hodge now working the cushion. Ripping the lip up top, but he is starting to fall back. I think he's going to lose second, maybe, as Weigert's around again. No questioning this time who's involved here. That's going to be Dusty Weigert. He just got stopped up in turns 3 and 4. Let's see. Let's go back a little further. And that's that for Dusty Weigert. He is out of the race. So it will be Jolie leading us back to the green in a moment. with 3 more green flag laps for you to make your best in show vote. Currently, the leader of that contest is still Carter Forkenbrock, and I know some of you are watching on smart TVs, Rokus, that nonsense, but I know you've got a smart device nearby. I know you can do it. Here we go, green flag on the way. We are racing once again. Battle for third already. Nick Larry working the outside. 22 laps to go. This time by, it's Nickel and Larry for third and fourth. We've been watching the top 2 most of this race, but there are great battles throughout. Larry in the wall. Never mind. He's having problems, and he is out of here. I think he Alt F'd. Hodge beating down the outside wall now, trying to hang on in second. That car is not operating the way he needs it to at all. And there it is. That's the mark. In case there's a tape delay, I'll give you guys one more lap before I end the vote. And it is going to go to Carter Forkenbrock, who runs back in the 11th position. Here he is. But he is going to win today's MXWraps.com Best in Show vote. We'll say co-promoted today by Assassin Designs, but Carter Forkenbrock wins that vote. And caution is out. Ethan Ennis turned around and update the flip count. Boy, oh boy, that's a precarious place to be. Here's the onboard for Ethan Ennis to see how he ended up like that. Let's go driver's eye POV even. You see him tangle ahead. He's trying to get by. Oh, man, off the right front into the wall. Wow. Okay. That's that. We'll go back a little bit further. See it here from the drone. You see it start up ahead with Blair and that 127 of Russell. Up on the nose and then down on the side. So Ben Jolie going to lead us here under caution. And we're coming around to a restart. Oh, they're trying to game the restart. Green flag is out inside of 20 to go here in the Sim Midget Racing Association Chili Bowl Nationals. Oh, Hodge, contact for second. Caleb Nickel beating down the door. He wants that spot on board here. This is actually a really cool perspective on top of that midget for Caleb Nickel. I really like this view. Hodge up on the berm on the inside of 15 to go. Look on the outside, contact up in the wall goes Lane Phillips. He comes back down, squeezes those two down underneath him. That's the 19 of Birch and the 15 of Conrad. There's some money to be had for these positions. There's money payouts through the top 5. Birch currently holds the final position to earn some cash. And Conrad wants it. Ben Jolie's out to lunch. I mean, he is gone as they fight back here for every other position. So I'll tell you what, I'll make it a surprise as to who I'm nominating for Driver of the Day. I think you can make some guesses. As one blinks out, that's Keegan Birch leaving the session maybe. He's trying to get back in, he's back. That's that white 19 car. Caleb Nickel, Lane Phillips, they're doing some battle now. Phillips here for 4th position. We're down inside of 10 to go. All right, North American Racing League Driver of the Day vote is going live. We're on board with Lane Phillips in 4th place. He's trying to get this spot away for third. But out front, it is all Ben Jolie. This number 357 scored as a 25. Got the race lead some 20 or so laps ago and has not looked back. It has been a sensational run for this guy out front. He's just a few laps away from winning this thing as well if he can just get by these lap cars. Oh, gets the right rear from Forkenbrock, the best in show winner. Oh my gosh, now trying to pass the number 2 of Crew Jones. He'll do so. 2 laps to go for our race leader, Ben Jolie. That battle for third, by the way, Nickel and Phillips still very close. Conrad and Blair, same story. 5th and 6th, they're getting after it. But Ben Jolie going to have one more time around the Tulsa Expo Center. Final lap for Ben Jolie to get it done. And driver number 25 is going to win the Sim Midget Racing Association Chili Bowl Nationals, brought to you by Assassin's Design. How about Ben Jolie with the win here today? I know the back end of this race was a little bit less exciting, admittedly, but that has got to feel so good for Ben Jolie. Let's see, do we get a couple of midget donuts here on the front stretch, maybe? Ben Jolie, I think, definitely an easy driver of the day candidate. That's why I nominated him. Fantastic drive out of car 357. We'll be talking to your top 3, but they've got to connect to the Pit Stop TV Discord. I'll put an invite link out there in YouTube. So there is that link. You can get into our Discord. You can join if you need to get yourself a top 3 interview. Let's go down the unofficial race results here in just a moment, though. A big win for Ben Jolie. Everybody else just had to file in behind. The margin of victory at the end was pretty insane. Look at this. 6.5 seconds for Ben Jolie over Chase Hodge. Clearly that 25 had something figured out. Chase Hodge, Caleb Nickel, your top 3 and your podium finishers. Lane Phillips, 4th. Chase Conrad, 5th. Braden Blair hangs on for 6th. That's Keegan Birch in 7th. Crew Jones, Carter Forkenbrock, and Zachary Sproul for your top 10. A couple of those guys laps down at the end. Back in 11th, that's the wrong thing. Here we go. Back in 11th, Byron Russell in car 127 ends up 18 laps down. All of these drivers out of it early. Russell, Ennis, Larry, Weigert, Culp, your top 15. Then your back 5 are Morales, Motley, McCullough, Gray, and Burgess did not start. So top 3 drivers, if you're out there listening, go ahead and connect and drop down into a broadcast waiting room in the Pit Stop TV Discord. As we await drivers, I do want to give a big thank you to our partners here with Pit Stop TV, Whiplash SimCams, MXWraps.com, ATVO, Murtis Esports, CC's Business, and the North American Racing League. Still awaiting some drivers. I can tell you upcoming broadcasts here for us at the channel look like this. With tomorrow featuring the BRB Sundance Pro Series getting back to action at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And then Thursday, it'll be a double feature with the North American Racing League at 7:45. 2 hours later, it's the Sarah Pierce Fleet Service Super Series. So the North American Racing League is kicking off season number 9 of their GT3 series. They'll have pros and pro-ams on track in that race, and then next week, they're back at the same track, which is the Red Bull Ring, with their amateur drivers. Later that night, this Thursday, though, we go to Caffeine and Octane Linear Raceway for the Sarah Super Series. Well, I don't see any drivers connecting. Nobody has joined the server just yet. Giving you guys a moment to do so. Hey, we'll take anybody here at this point. So, if Carter would like to join, the Discord link is up there in YouTube chat. Let's just get an interview or two here before we sign off for the evening. Do want to mention you can follow along with everything Pit Stop TV across all of social media, Facebook, Instagram. We even tried broadcasting to Instagram tonight to see how that would go. TikTok, Twitch, YouTube, and X. All across the board here at Pit Stop TV. We can go ahead and wrap up today's North American Racing League Best in Show, not Best in Show, Driver of the Day vote. Get myself all crossed up. That is going to go, certainly, to the best driver of the night here. I think that's fair to say. That is going to be Ben Joly. Far and away, best driver out there tonight. Best car, at least. He had it moving. He had it working. And Ben Joly's going to get those honors. So, driver 25, not best in show. I keep going back to that. Driver of the day, rather. Winning that vote over in the YouTube chat. It was a lot of fun tonight. It looks like nobody wants to come talk to us. That's okay. That's all right. There's always next time. I appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. It has been a pleasure as always. First time here with this group, the Sim Midget Racing Association and Assassin Designs. It was a pleasure as always. We went over the broadcasts that are coming up. Oh, Carter's coming in. Okay. Well, let's go back over what's upcoming for us then, quickly. Across the Pit Stop TV landscape. Again, we have ARCA cars at Las Vegas tomorrow night. Then we have GT3s at Austria on Thursday, followed by super late models at Linear Raceway later that night. And this Saturday, I could also tell you, we have got a special feature, the third annual Carroll Kenneth Carden Memorial Race, late model stocks on track at Myrtle Beach Speedway. And guys, I definitely appreciate the positive feedback. It seems like there's some extracurricular situations happening across the board with this event. All I know is we were here to broadcast, and we'll catch up with all of that later on and see what that's all about later. But for right now, we have had fun with this broadcast. It's been really enjoyable. The Chili Bowl is always fun. And here we go. Caleb Nickel is joining. Let's go ahead and bring in third place finishing Caleb Nickel. And Caleb, I believe I put you... Well, you were in the running, at least, in my mind, for driver of the day. You were very close. It was a kind of a crazy race out there. What was it like from your point of view?
It was really crazy. You know, I think we were supposed to start 9th. We ended up starting like 7th. And we had to drive pretty aggressive there for a minute. I didn't want to drive aggressive like I did, but I was just trying to keep my nose clean. It was just chaos all around. So yeah, that's just my point of view of it. It was just pretty hectic.
And I think there's definitely always going to be a level of chaos when you load into any session at the Chili Bowl. It definitely seemed like it was kind of a fight to survive, though. But what can you learn from this? I know iRacing already had their Chili Bowl event last month and last year, technically, but there's still plenty of others going around and always next year. What did you learn today?
I learned a lot just from practicing earlier today. Something I missed out on a different Chili Bowl I ran. I couldn't get the bottom to stick, and I spent a lot of time today just trying to get that bottom dialed in, and I think it really paid off in that run. You know, the 7-3 run, it really paid off rolling the hot bottom down there.
And if there were a couple of more laps, do you think you could have got that 7 car? It seemed like he was fading there at the end.
I really feel like if the caution hadn't come out, I think there's two. No, the last caution, if it hadn't come out, I feel like I definitely had a shot at him. Yeah, I feel like if we had maybe 5 or 6 more laps, I probably could have gotten him and gotten around him.
Well, it was a lot of fun watching you and everybody else out there, Caleb. The 23 car was a good-looking one out there this evening. Best of luck across the board, and hopefully we're talking to you again soon.
Thank you.
That is Caleb Nickel in car number 23. We also got Carter Forkenbrock loading in for an interview, and you know what? He was today's MX Drafts Best in Show winner. That number 18 was actually the fan vote addition to the Best in Show vote as well. So clearly you've got some supporters out there on the YouTube chat, but what was your experience like tonight, Carter? I know it was kind of feast or famine for everybody.
I thought it was pretty interesting how the track was. I haven't really raced on a track that was that slick ever, except maybe some practice session with Dane Culver. But it was for sure interesting out there. It was kind of a mess half the time. I was going up from the front to the middle to the back and all over, and finished 9th.
It definitely was crazy. We saw the 18 unfortunately get involved in a couple of incidents out there tonight. But I'm going to mirror a question I just asked Caleb. You know, what did you learn from tonight that you can apply to other events here? Because anytime you load into any session at the Chili Bowl, you know, it's going to be crazy. There's that element of just chaos that comes with a 5th mile clay track indoors. But what can you take that you learned tonight and apply to the next time that you run a Chili Bowl event like this?
Well, early, it's always the bottom, and then it kind of evolves into the top for a little bit, just a little bit, and then you kind of just have to run the bottom the whole time once it slicks off to like this point that we saw today, and you just got to do the same thing over and over again and try to keep your position and watch out for people bumping you.
And you were able to survive at least for a top 10. I know it was a lap down there at the end, but had a lot of fun watching you and everybody else out there, Carter. Best of luck in the future, and hopefully we cross paths again soon.
Yep. Thank you for having me.
Carter Forkenbrock, your Best in Show winner this evening, and 9th place finisher when it's all said and done. But we have got a big name in the show and in the house this evening. Ben Jolie able to grab the win tonight in this SMRA Assassin Designs Chili Bowl Nationals. That was pretty crazy. For a good while there, Ben, you were able to just get ahead on a caution. You were burned by a couple before that. What was that like, just trying to survive those early yellows and try to get that lead away from that 7 car?
Hey, no, man, it was pretty hard getting around Chase. Those cautions kind of hurt me because every time I'd go around them or get my nose in front of them, it'd come out. And then I'd have to start, get my momentum back up because of how slick it is, and it's just so hard to find a line that's slick and get around them, and it just... car's just so good. It just worked anywhere I put it, and yeah.
I think it was pretty clear, at least to me. I started to notice you were making speed in the really slick stuff. You just were able to get the throttle down easier. Obviously, you can't spill the beans on what makes that work for you in the setup, but what is it like to know that you can do that? I know it can be frustrating to not be able to get by, but to know that you can just kind of put the power down and go around if the conditions line up.
Yeah, you know, you just got to find, I guess, the better grip. It's kind of hard to say that in slick, but at the same time, you got to be really, really patient, just like I was, and I'm not a patient guy, but it somehow worked out, and the setup, I guess, played a big part. I rarely ever run these, but yeah.
Well, for rarely ever running midgets and the Chili Bowl, clearly it seemed like you had things figured out. Where can we see Ben Jolie across the iRacing landscape beyond just this event?
Hey, man, I'm a big block guy. Run those top split every weekend. I mean, every Monday. Sometimes late models I run here and there, but other than that, yeah. Just got to thank everyone over at Jolie Dick Performance, everyone that comes out for test sessions. Braden Blair, he got like 5th or 6th tonight. Give a big shout out to him, and just me and him for down these sets, and just you friendly shows.
Well, you made all the difference out there winning this event this evening. Congratulations, and hopefully we're talking to you again soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That's Ben Jolie with a big win here at the Chili Bowl. And I just want to stress, before signing off here this evening, it seems like there's some extra stuff going on, and I can tell you the Discord server that the event was held in has seemingly been removed. I just want to say, Pitstop TV does not know anything about any of that going on. We were brought in to do the broadcast. We certainly appreciate being here to do so, and we'll remember that for a long time. It was a pleasure to be here for this event, regardless of the circumstances. So I just want to make sure that distinction is kind of made. That there's some stuff going on, it seems like, in the background. We just handle the broadcast. Glad to do so here on a Monday evening and add to our slate for 2026. Just want to be clear before we sign off for the evening that we are just the broadcast. Regardless, thank you so much for the kind words out there in the YouTube chat. It seems like you guys enjoyed the broadcast tonight. We appreciate you watching. We appreciate you enjoying the broadcast, and we hope you will like the broadcast, subscribe, all that good stuff, and come back for more. We've got more racing again tomorrow night. ARCA Cars, Las Vegas, going to be a lot of fun. And then Thursday, GT3s at the Red Bull Ring and Lanier with Super Late Models on Thursday evening. So some road racing, some short track racing, and then more short track racing on Saturday with the Carroll Kenneth Card Memorial Race with late model stocks at Myrtle Beach. We'll see you all for those shows upcoming. Until then, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you all next time here at Pitstop TV, hopefully for tomorrow night's BRB Sundance Pro Series coverage at Las Vegas. Until then, we'll see you next time.